Well, hey there, guys. How you guys doing today? This is Tuesday. This is Tuesday, a couple days before Thanksgiving here in the U.S. Obviously, if you're up in Canada, you had Thanksgiving like about a month or so ago, and I wanted to talk a little bit about something. I saw a video from Neil from Post to Post, and he unboxed a hat that he got from Fanatics. The box was completely caved in. Now, obviously, that's not a Fanatics issue, caving the box in, but he made a point that Fanatics, even though they are a multi-billion-dollar company, they always use the cheapest especially when it comes to shipping. Now, I mean, it's a little different here in the States because I think that, they go through USPS and UPS mainly here. Up there, they try to find like the cheapest that they can find to ship their stuff around Canada. Now, I mean, granted, I have had boxes come not completely like crushed like this one was on Neil's video, but he talks about how you're a multi-billion-dollar company, but you use the cheapest shipping that you can find. Now, a lot of people, especially this year, Fanatics has had there is a number of people. I'm one of them. BA Sports, I know, is one of them, who have had some issues with Fanatics. Orders canceled when the website has said that there's plenty. You go and you order, and they say there's X amount left, and yet it comes through. Oh, order cancel. We're not in stock. We're out of stock in that. Well, then why did your website say you had X amount left? I mean, I had that happen twice. I had that happen with my initial order of my Chicago Blackhawks Centennial jersey. It said they had, I believe it's, this of course was before I started taking screenshots of them. It said they had like 5 left when I made the order, and then it just all of a sudden, nothing. A week after that, a week after I made that order, I ordered the San Jose Sharks Heritage 2.0 jersey. Now, this one said they had like 8 left. Oddly enough, the Sharks one, the second order I placed, was the one that got canceled first, because all of a sudden they said, we don't have it in stock. And I'm like, well, then how is it that you said you had 8 left here, but yeah, it's just, crazy. And then, of course, like about a week or so later about 2 weeks later after the Sharks one got canceled, the Blackhawks one gets canceled. Now, this is a month, at least like a month, almost a month and a half into the season when this happens. It's like holy cow. And then I start, I go and I start to take, screenshots. I go and I was very fortunate enough to snag this one. And I took a screenshot of it when I made the order to make sure exactly how many were left. Said there were 4 left, and thankfully I got it. Thankfully they were a little better on that one on their counting. But it's like you're because I believe Nick said that or not Nick, Neil. Neil said that Fanatics made like $8.1 billion. Now, we're not sure if that's all profit, but an $8.1 billion company. You can't figure out how to ship right. You can't figure out how to count right. You only get a certain amount of each size. And again, this is what gets me about the whole size thing. The 60s and the 56s sell out almost immediately. The 60s always sell out first. The 56s are not that far behind. And then the 54s, the 52s. But now I don't know exactly how many they get in all of these sizes, but it looks to me that when a jersey goes on sale, you go in and you buy it right away. It tells you normally like how many are left, and it says, almost sold out, only X amount left. And it honestly looks like when it comes to at least the size 60s, they only get like 15 of them. No wonder they sell out so fast. And then you don't get a restock. That's the thing. You don't see a restock for months. Months and months on end. I mean, like right now, the Fanatics site, the NHL shop, and the Fanatics website, they're doing, like little Black Friday sales. You're seeing sales going on the site. You're seeing Authentic Pros that are like $100 off, which is fantastic. You're seeing premiums that are like $40, $50 off, and Authentic Pros that potentially are like $100 off. I would love to jump on some of those. Problem is, they don't have the stock for them. I'm a bigger guy. This is a size 60. So, they don't have the 60s. They're gone. They don't restock them. And that's the problem. They don't restock them. I mean, here we are. We're coming up on Thanksgiving. And all of these sizes have been sold out since even before the season started. There's no restock. We don't know if a lot of these jerseys are even going to be restocked. I mean, like this one, I don't know if they're going to do a restock on these. Are they going to do a restock on the Detroit Red Wings Centennial? Who knows? Any of the specialty jerseys this year, are they going to do a restock on any of them? I doubt it. I don't know. But these jerseys sell. The 42s, 44s, I mean, those are the sizes they still have left. Nobody buys them. Unless you are literally like a kid. Nobody's buying 42s, 44s, or maybe even 46s. Now, I shouldn't say nobody. I mean, there are a few people that do. I mean, Landon from the Jersey Zone, he's a smaller dude. So, I mean, he'll buy like the 42, 44. But even he has said, he's like, nobody buys those because most people aren't, most adults are not, like 5 foot tall and like 115, 120 pounds, I mean, obviously not saying, Landon can't help how tall he is. You can't help just how tall or how big you get, really. But, I mean, he gets the smaller sizes because, I mean, it happens, But, I mean, most adults, you're going to get guys like me. I'm 6'2", and depending on the day, I range anywhere from between 265 and 275 pounds. Now, back a number of years ago, when Reebok was making the jerseys, I was pushing 330. And I had to get the big Reebok 4XLs, which now look like a tent on me, but it was the only size I could get at the time because, they changed up everything. And it just made me think, Fanatics being the only game in town when it comes to sports merchandise, I'm sorry, that to me needs to change. We need more competition in the marketplace. Competition in the marketplace helps bring down prices because Fanatics right now, they make the hats, they make the jerseys, they make the t-shirts, they make, any piece of memorabilia really that you see, like, clothing wise, hoodies, whatever, it's all made by Fanatics. Now, you are seeing, New Era is coming. New Era has started making the NHL hats again. So you're seeing New Era hats on the NHL site. New Era hats are nice. You need to see more of that. The more companies that you have making hats, you'll see at some point the price of the hats come down a little bit because you'll have more options. More manufacturers means more options, and it can lower prices. We saw this with a lot of the flat screen TVs that everybody has, the big 65, 70-inch flat screen TVs. Back when those first came out, you only saw one manufacturer making them. How much did they cost? They were costing like $5,000. Now, you can get a 65-inch or a 70-inch brand new smart flat screen TV, with all the bells and whistles, everything. You can get them in multiple different manufacturers. $400, $500, because there's multiple manufacturers of them. So it brings the prices down. It creates competition. Competition in the marketplace helps lower prices. And this is why, and I'm old enough to remember, in the late 90s, in the mid to late 90s and into the early 2000s, you saw multiple jersey manufacturers at the same time in the NHL. You saw CCM, you saw Koho, which, by the way, CCM and Koho are basically the same, that basically was the same company. But you saw them, you saw Nike, you had Starter, you had Pro Player. Now, Pro Player came in after Starter. The Starter jerseys, I was not a fan of the Starter jersey. The Starter jerseys to me look, you look at the Chinese knockoffs now, that's basically what the Starters look like back in like 98, 99. I've shown a couple of Starter jerseys, a couple of the I think I have 2 Starter jerseys, and they're awful. They're awful. They're made over in like Vietnam or Korea. The logos are just garbage, and they weren't good. Pro Player, a lot of people liked Pro Player. I looked at the Pro Player. To me, they were the same as the Starter jerseys. They weren't any different, and I was not a fan of them. So, needless to say, and Nike back in the 90s, the Nike ones were basically very similar to the CCMs. They were made in Canada. It was just a little different material. And it was almost like, because I have a Nike jersey, a Detroit Red Wings Nike jersey out in my other closet. It fit really nice. I did like it. And it was very similar to what the CCMs were. And then, of course, now the Nike jerseys are awful, 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 awful. But back then, for the price of one of these, this is $180. This was $180. I could get 2 CCM/Koho jerseys for that price. Competition is what's needed. Now, this, of course, is my CCM vintage. It has CCM. This jersey, to me, of all the manufacturers, CCM, the old CCM, this style CCM, still the best of all of them. Still the best out of all of them. The size is great. This is a true 2XL. This is a jersey that has that straight line cut in the body. It is a great fit. This, a 2XL, this thing fits me beautifully. I can put this jersey on and it literally will just drop on me. It's amazing. This is what we need again. We need more competition. We need more jersey manufacturers making jerseys. It shouldn't just be Fanatics. And again, to me, there needs to be, Fanatics needs to do better. They need to, there's so many different things they need to do. Because, this is their second season, but this is their first full season of getting a whole bunch of new jerseys at the same time. And they're proving they're not real good at keeping up on what their counts are, how many they have, orders, shipping. When you have, because I think BA Sports was talking about he had gotten a jersey where it literally said he had the jersey in his hand. He's doing the video and he's saying, I go and I look online and it says still processing. Really? Like, how do you not, you are an $8 billion company. How do you not know this? How do you not keep up on this? How are you not good at keeping up on this? And it makes one wonder. It shouldn't be that difficult. And again, this is why I firmly believe one of the reasons why they can't keep up their stock, especially in the premiums, they're not made in Canada. The premiums here, they're made in Indonesia. This is why you don't see when jerseys sell out, they don't have any for months and months and months on end. If they even get any back. Because a lot of these jerseys, you don't know if they're going to get restocked or not. At any point, they might not show up again. You also have in Fanatics, I fully understand you want to make sure that you get the NHL shop the jerseys first. I fully get that. But you have a lot of other smaller jersey shops and jersey salespeople that order from Fanatics. Ben Hugenban, one of the guys I go through. Love him. He's fantastic to go through. He's still waiting. We are at American Thanksgiving. The jerseys that he ordered, that he had to order back in last May, he's still waiting on. They haven't shown up. He has customers that are waiting, that are anxiously waiting to hear when they can show up. They have money ready to give him for jerseys that he gets, that he then will package up and send them to them. He's waiting. I don't know how much he ends up paying for all of these jerseys. It's not cheap. He doesn't get as many as he used to, obviously, because of the fact that it's definitely more money than the Adidas jerseys that he's having to shell out. But this is money that he has had to put out there to get these jerseys. And he's still waiting. He's still waiting. He doesn't even know if they're going to show up or not. And I mean, as a customer, that would tick me off. Think of him. Think of him as the guy who has put forth the money to order these jerseys, and he's swinging in the wind. They're just leaving him swinging in the wind. Yeah, we might get your jerseys, we might not. I don't know. Okay, so you don't get him his jerseys. You're going to give him his money back? I doubt it. And just kind of like how Neil had said, with he goes and he lets Fanatics know about hey, look what my look what the box looks like here. Fortunately, the hat that he had in there wasn't completely wrecked. Sure as hell could have been very easily, but Fanatics just like, what do you want us to do? And it's like that. That's the thing. Customer service is kind of an important thing. Fanatics customer service, not the best. I mean, I literally went when I was trying to figure out my orders. When I was trying to figure out still when I ordered before my Blackhawks Centennial jersey got canceled, I tried to literally call them. I called them up, trying to figure out, okay, where is it? Can't talk to a person. They just give you the generic, the absolute generic, automated voice that just tells you, hey, your order number is pending processing. That's all they get you. You go and say, want to talk to a person. No, they just went, phone hung up. Like, really? Again, an $8 billion company, you can't talk to customers? You don't have people? It's crazy. I would like to think that Fanatics will get better at this, but boy, there's not a lot of evidence that's going to be true. And this is the thing that worries me, because I think it's supposed to be next season. They're supposed to be doing their template for jerseys. I remember the Reebok changeover very well. That did not go over very well at all. The material they went with was horrible. You literally could go, because I literally watched, I believe it was Derek Bugard when he was playing for the Minnesota Wild at the time. He was monitoring the jerseys, and they had asked him. They're like, "How do you like them?" He said, "These are awful." He literally went. He grabbed the sleeve went over, and he went and he extended it. The whole sleeve ripped off. It was awful, absolutely awful. Even the premier ones, the replicas for the fans. I mean, like I said, this is a 2XL. This is a CCM 2XL. Fits me beautifully. And they said, "Oh, the Reebok ones will fit the same." Oh, that was funny. That was funny at the time. Fits the same, really. I put one on, I couldn't get it past here. Fits the same. Now, mind you, I mean, if I I'd have had it, if I would have had a channel at the time, oh, I'd have been talking about that for sure. But I mean, it literally, I couldn't get it past here. And the logos, oh my God. The first Reebok one that I saw, it was the All-Star game from that year, like the 08 All-Star game or whatever it was. The logos. It was that one layer cheap vinyl printed crap on the front. And I'm like, is that really what they're going to go with? Thankfully they didn't, but oh my God, it was horrible. So they ended up having to make the 3XL and 4XL in the premier ones for us bigger folks, because a 2XL, they literally cut an entire size out of it. And who would have come to realize that sizing, now coming into the Fanatics era from Adidas, that sizing is still an issue. Because we've seen, I mean, like the guys on Ugly Thirds, they go and they get a size 56, they put one on, fits great, put another one on, and it's like, what the hell? Like really tight up here. I mean, this is a size 60. I mean, this actually fits pretty good, but it's still, it needs to be more roomy up here. That's the thing about the CCMs. This is all a straight line cut. It's nice and roomy. There's no, you don't have to worry. There's no tightness here. Nothing. Which actually, let me show you. Okay, so I took the one off. Here, I'll show you. I'll put it on. I'll show you right here on video. Watch this. This, of course, this is the CCM. You can see it right there. Watch how this fits. Okay, watch this. Look at that. You see how nice that drops? Look at this. Look at the roominess here. Look at this. This is a 2XL. This is a Canadian made 2XL. I mean, amazing. This is what needs to come back. This is what needs to come back, is this type of fit. Again, you don't have the tightness. There's no tightness here. I mean, look at the roominess here. This is fantastic. You could put a thick hoodie on, and this will fit over the top of that, and it'll fit beautifully. So, competition in the marketplace, huge, big issue. That needs to come back. Obviously, you need to do better. Fanatics needs to do better on their shipping, who they're shipping with, especially up in Canada. I mean, if you're getting stuff from up in Canada, because you don't have UPS, or FedEx really up there. You have what, Canada Post? I think Neil said, yeah, Landmark, stuff like that. And it just, you're seeing what happens. And Neil has done videos on it, talking about the shipping issues that he's had, jerseys that he's ordered that have just vanished. They go and they get shipped out. He gets, shipped. Where are they? Fanatics goes and looks. I don't know where they're at. It's like it's insane. It is insane. So, Fanatics being an $8.1 billion company, and yeah, they have a lot of problems. They definitely have their fair share of problems, and they either need to get better at that, or or we need more competition in the marketplace. We need more jersey manufacturers. To me, it can't just be all one company. That's why the prices are so high. That's why there's no accountability for order cancellations, or when you get jerseys shipped to you and they just vanish into the ether. Don't know where they end up at. Or you get them, and the box is all crumpled or whatever. Which again, that's not a Fanatics problem, but use a reputable shipper, for God's sakes. It just it's crazy. Or even like when I got when I got this, and I should have showed it off. I should have actually shown it off. When I got this one, when this came in the mail, this, of course, this is my Fanatics Nordiques jersey. When this came in the mail, this thing, it literally kind of came like this in the bag and everything. The logo was all like bent over and that. Thankfully, it didn't hurt the logo. But if you go back and watch that unboxing or that unbagging, you can hear me say, as I'm looking at it off camera, I'm looking at it, I'm like, are you like, seriously? Like, really? How did you guys bag this? And again, I should have just, held up and shown it, like, look at this. But again, I kind of wanted it to be, I wanted to, have it be a little bit of a surprise on what the jersey was. But it's just there needs to be more competition, to me. And I'm not CCM is a fact. I love the CCM jerseys. These CCM jerseys, fantastic. CCM now does not make them like this anymore. They should, because these still to me are the best jerseys out there. And I just think there needs to be more accountability for these companies, for Fanatics for sure. It can't be just one. To completely take over the entire sports manufacturing for all the sports, I think it's too much for them. I don't think they can handle it. They're cheaply made. The premium hockey jerseys, they're not bad. They are not bad. I definitely don't mind them. The Authentic Pros, I still would like to get at least one Authentic Pro. I've heard they're fantastic. But when you are making this amount of volume of jerseys, and I honestly believe the premium jerseys need to be all made in Canada, so you can keep up your stock on your site. Because I know these jerseys, it's not a quick turnaround to make these. I get that. But you need to get your people their stuff. Keep up this, have it all made in Canada. You keep up the stock on the NHL site. You get guys like Ben, their stuff that they've been waiting months for. I just, and I know, there's people that have said, oh, don't worry, Ben will come through. And I'm like, oh, I have no worry about Ben. None. I have no worry about him. It's Fanatics. It's Fanatics getting him his merchandise so he can sell it, because he's got a ton of people lined up. He's got people written down. Here's the teams that they want. Here's the sizes. My name's on a few of them, on a good number of them. He's got a bunch of people that have that are that way. They can't get their stuff because he doesn't have them. He's still waiting. I mean, even last year, there was stuff that he didn't finally get the Utah, the Utah wordmark jerseys. He didn't get those until like after the new year. And it's like, you shouldn't be waiting that long. So I mean, there's so many different issues that need to be worked out from Fanatics. The sizing definitely needs to be an issue. And again, it's what worries me about the new template that they're going to be using. Because again, the Reebok templates were left a lot to be desired. Because a lot of those jerseys that were made in CCM, they couldn't be made under the Reebok template. The biggest offender on that one was Dallas. That gorgeous star jersey that they made, that gorgeous star jersey that everybody loved, they had to rebrand it. They had to redo the jerseys because, well, that won't fit in our template. Well, then change your flipping template. This is what worries me about Fanatics and their new template. Are we going to see a bunch of teams have to rebrand because the jerseys they have now won't fit their template? That's why you had teams like Pittsburgh and Ottawa and Tampa during the Reebok days. It was the same freaking jersey. It was literally the exact same jersey, just in the different team colors. And it's like, what are you doing? You know, I'm trying to think, Pittsburgh, Ottawa, Tampa. I'm trying to think if there was anybody else that had that one template. And, anybody who's, we know what that is. I mean, we all know what that particular design is. It just, that's what worries me about Fanatics. I with what Fanatics is dealing with now and how they're dealing with it now, I don't have a lot of hope for these new templates. I do not have a lot of hope for these new templates at all. It worries me for sure. And yeah. So as I've rambled on now, it's been it's 38 minutes of me rambling about this, but yeah, I think there needs to be more manufacturers in the jersey making game. We need to go back to that because it will help lower prices, lower costs, and to me, there needs to be a little more accountability on the part of Fanatics for their, not being able to count what they have in stock. The fact that they need to keep their stock up on the NHL site and get these other sellers their stuff. Because, I know we're talking, Hockey Authentic, Cool Hockey, Ben. It still kind of pisses me off that they completely took Sports K out of the game. They won't even work with Sports K because they're so worried about their pricing. Like, come on, stop being so flippin' anal about stuff. It's crazy, but yeah, I think I've rambled on long enough here. We're almost at 40 minutes, but let me know, if you guys are able to make it through the whole video. Hopefully you can, but let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Does Fanatics need a completely restructuring in how they need to do their jersey manufacturing, or just how they need to do their model in being able to keep your stuff straight? Do we need more jersey manufacturers? What do you guys think? I think there needs to be more jersey manufacturers. I think we need CCM back badly. And you need to have at least CCM and Fanatics. You need both of them. At least two of them. But but let me know what you guys think. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, check out the video that Neil did from Post to Post on his crushed up box that he had. That fortunately the hat didn't get destroyed, but boy, it certainly could have been. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your opinions in the comments section. Hit the like button. That would be greatly appreciated. It only takes a second. Definitely helps the algorithm likes that. Also, subscribe to the channel. I would love that. That would be awesome. Hit the little notification bell. That will notify you anytime future videos are uploaded. And by all means, share this video. Share this video with everyone that you know. Also, another reason to share the videos and share the channel with everyone that you know. With your guys' help, if we can get to 5,000 subscribers, you'll see an egg smashed on my head. I actually would kind of look forward to that. That would be a lot of fun. So, but let me know what you guys think in totality. If you're able to watch the video all the way through, I do encourage you to do that, because I think there are some definite good points that I'm making here. But yeah, hopefully you're able to watch the video all the way through. And again, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, share the channel name. I will see you guys later.